Hello everyone, my name is welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing what if the United States split. Now we all know about the Civil War that happened in the South, but this time, and in this scenario, I'll just introduce you to our little things here, or states or regions or rebels you can call them. So here we have the original government that technically rules all this land. Right, so over here's the government, which rules all, the current American government. Down here we have Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And these, we have like the South, you can call them, or Southeast, Southwest. That's how we're going to do it. Which, and yeah. We have Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and California right here. I just decided to make Idaho its own little thing. Rebel. I don't know. I just, felt like it. We have this big thing here, with the capital being Denver. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, first thing really everyone wants to do is get rid of Idaho. Because, why is Idaho its own little thing, right? I'm just going to call this the dark green Californian team. So the dark green Californian team pushes in and takes most of the Florida. Takes most of the Idaho panhandle. We have purple troops pushing into the south, and even some pushing into this part of Oregon. The Californians push them back and make another operation in Idaho. And they connect up with their forces up in the panhandle. They also do some incisions in this purple team, because despite its size, California might be richer than them, and California alone. So yeah, troops are on the gates of Boise, and they meet up with the Californian troops. So as you can see here, this is a little demonstration of Boise. In the south, we have the purple team trying, and they're on the gates of Boise right now. The Californians sweep through all this, and they'll also end up on the gates of Boise. And Boise gets captured by the purple team, and that is the fall of Idaho. The Californians start to push in and, take what was formerly known as Idaho. And they'd make another incision into the purple team. This little regiment here would meet up with their folks down by Sacramento. And the yellow team starts to push in, which is very unexpected because we all know Los Angeles is here. The Californian army starts to catch up onto this, and it's not looking good. They do have Texas. So, but they do get pushed back there, the borders. And a stalemate happens. The Californians can't really enter, Texas with their size, army, and economy. Well, I'm pretty sure California has a better economy than Texas. I don't know. I'm not American. I just live in America. Does that make me American? I don't know. But yeah, stalemate happens. Down here, we see that the government team makes an incision in and takes almost all of South Carolina. Now, really, there's not much of South Carolina left. But the red team starts to see this, and they stop fighting with the yellow team in their stalemate, and they start to push back. They push back the government team a lot. Like, they're starting to make incisions in North Carolina, and, an incision over here. This army meets up with this army. As you see, the government team made an incision here. Now, since most of the yellow team's army is focused on the California purple team front line, the red team starts to push in and they get pretty close to Austin. This results in a California, thing right here. And the purple team starts pushing into the northern counties of Texas. It's not really looking good for Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. But due to this, the red team gets pushed back by the borders. The California does some major damage. Eventually, they do get stalemated in the south, but not up here. They even start to invade a little bit into the government and, just casually take the whole north of Minnesota like it's a random Thursday. But, California. I mean, it's California. What do you expect? The biggest economy in all of the U.S. with the most population, too. The purple team, however, sends it and, casually splits Texas in two. Well, really, this is Texas and this is New Mexico and Arizona, which get absolutely cooked by both teams over here. A giant battle is broken out in this area, but, also the stalemate is broken. Now it's Texas, and you know how American Texan people are. And they do actually start to push back. They start to push back a lot. They even push back the red team to their borders. With the with the Texas team coming up to Denver, the purple team getting majorly beat. California making a little more invasions. This is basically just Colorado now. Something unexpected happens. A revolt. They're happening. The Montanans, they're revolting. These rebellions do eventually connect up with each other, and then connect up with their Colorado friend. And then it stays like this for a while. South Carolina gets absolutely cooked. And, Jacksonville is casually in trouble. So is the rest of Florida. But then the red team kicks in. They go and go. The purple team expands. Alaska is just casually chilling. This happens. Remember, countries can rebel, or states. Now it's California, really only California versus Texas. Something bad happened. Revolt and starts to happen, and Texas, really gets their empire thing. A stalemate happens between them and California, but, this happens to the southeastern people. They get cooked by both the government and Texas. And this is our second elimination. Now Texas decides to go against the government team. And Florida gets taken by the Texans. So far, California is the biggest on the map. But that might not be for long, just so you know. The government makes huge improvements in both California and Texas. But this little spot in California just so happens to, take the Great Lakes. And the U.S. government gets pushed back for some reason. They also get pushed back down in the southeast. And the government might not be alive for long. Remember, California is still in a war with Texas. And, Michigan gets completely taken over by the Californians. Washington, D.C. is in danger. President Trump is panicking. California just takes Maine. Finally, Maine does something. Well, really, Maine lost. They didn't do anything to help. Here we are in the Battle of D.C. Now we see Texan troops, And now it's a war between Texas and California. Most of California's army is over here. So Texas... oh no, it's not good for California. They immediately push back their troops and, you know... I mean, with their size... Because, you know... I mean, Texas is really small right now. And it's literally only Texas. And literally only the important parts. And Texas gets completely destroyed. The United States is under Californian rule. And Hawaii is too. Under California. I don't even think Hawaii's on this map. Wait, is it? No, okay. Yeah, no, there's no Hawaii on this map, so. Oh, okay. Now we have our new California ruled United States of America. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.